Me and Jim are out today. We just kind of hiked around this mountain right here. You can't really see it on video, but that's just way up. And it goes for a good half-mile and then kind of starts sloping down. But we made the long way around it, and we finally found the cellar that I was trying to find. And it's right there. And I got my first mid-tone. And nice little two-piece button. I believe it was two-piece, unless there's a shank hiding in there. But yeah, it's got like a little flower design or clover or something on there. So, all right, we'll show you what we end up finding today. Well, I just tripped over a nice little mid-tone, and I was really hoping it was a button, but I really like finding buttons. But this is actually pretty cool. I'm guessing it's going to be part of a watch fob or maybe a watch winding key that broke off, possibly. But it's pretty ornate, nice and decorative. It's been a while since that first button I found. Probably going about an hour now, and I haven't really found any desirable targets. Found a couple little chunks of lanterns and stuff, but I just got a 42-43 signal on the Manicore, and it's barely, you can barely make it out, but that's going to be, I believe that's an eye in the middle, so that's going to be like a Civil War era infantry button. So that's pretty neat. So there's military on the site, so keep looking out for more. I just got a nice, like, deep, faint high tone, and I mean, it was every bit of a foot down there, probably. And nice little debuckle. Still has some of the silver plating on it. I don't find them too much with the plating left. It's kind of neat. There we go. You can see where the tongue used to be. It used to go across right there. Well, we ended up switching cellars. We just hiked like probably a good mile plus to get out here, and first signal that I dug is, it's a mid-tone. I'm not 100% sure what it is. I mean, it makes me think like the front of a button, but it's very light too. So I'm not sure. We'll see what kind of age of the stuff is that we're finding out here. But yeah, cool little design on it at least. Well, hey everybody, right now I'm working a cart path, and eventually it's going to lead out to a cellar. I figured I'd swing the path on my way out, and I just got a nice like 46 signal. And it's going to still get a little bit of gilt on the back, but just a nice little flat button. Probably like mid 1800s. And I'm just going to keep swinging the path until I probably got like another 10-minute walk. And then we'll see how pounded the cellar is. Alright, I just got to the cellar. It's pretty thick in here, but it's all right up through there. It's still swingable. It's still some ground space open up. I just gotta try not to poke my eyes out and all this stuff. But first signal I just came across, a nice high tone. It seems a little bigger than what I'd like for a coin or something, but I'll dig it and I'll turn you guys back on, show you what it is. All right, well, I just opened the hole up and dug around with my hand real quick, and I already see what it is. You guys see it right there? Thought it sounded too big for a coin. Yeah, nice old, almost looks like it's tomback. Conestoga bill. Good shape, doesn't have the dinger. But yeah, I'll take that for the first dig right around the cellar. Hopefully that means this place hasn't been hit too hard, because that was a very obvious signal only about 2 inches down. So that also could have been the reason why it was ignored. But yeah, nice find. All right, well, it's probably been about 40 minutes without like a real diggable tone. I had a couple falses on like nails and stuff. Right down in there is the old cellar. It's pretty big. I'm pretty sure it's a barn cellar. But finally got a little tiny small mid-tone, and I got this button right here. It's got some fancy on it. Nice little design. And the shank's broken off on the back, of course. But yeah, I'll take the button. It's a nice one. All right, I got a nice little low tone, and it was repeatable enough to dig. A lot of iron grunt, but it's an iron buckle. Still has the little tongue thing for the buckle, which you usually don't see that too often. So yeah. Well, I just got an interesting one. It was right around 25, 26 on the Manicore, and it's pretty sure it's a women's ring. It's not any kind of precious metal or anything. I find not, I shouldn't say a lot. I find them every once in a while around the old cellar holes. Yeah, so it might just not have been well off or something like that. So it's just a copper type ring. Very small. I mean, it doesn't even go up to the middle knuckle on my pinky. So it's very thin and dainty. I just got a really low signal on the Manicore. It's like a 13 to 14. And it looks like it's going to be a little escutcheon piece. You can see where like a drawer pull or something along those lines would have been attached right there. It's a nice little fancy piece. Well, I just came across a mid-20s tone, and I think it's going to be a piece of suspender clip or something along those lines. It's got some nice fancy on it, but there's just not enough of it there for me to say for sure what it is. Very thin. Yep. But yeah, it's a real pretty piece though. Some nice detail to it. Well, I ended up getting another low tone and stuck it up, and it is another piece of a suspender clip or something. Back in the light. Yep, that's what it's going to be. But yeah, nice little fancy on it and stuff. Alright, I switched spots. The spot's a lot more open, and that other spot just wasn't working out. And we got a cellar right here, and then there's another one further down that way. I just got a kind of a low high tone. It was like a 71, I believe, and got an ox knob. Back when they were working the land, they used oxes, or oxen I should say, and then they'd put these at the the top of the horns to make them a little bit more easy to work with. Just came across a mid-60s tone, and I had to move a couple rocks out of the way. Right now I'm sitting on top of the chimney stack, I believe. Yeah, you got a bunch of bricks around here. But I got a nice 60s tone and a very nicely plated, silver plated spoon. You can see like right on the edges of this where the plating's chipping off. But otherwise, it looks pretty good all around. Very cool. Well, just got a nice 65 VDI and we got lantern parts. That's the hole right there where there would have been another piece on top and a wick would have come up through that. It's in pretty good shape. It's actually still round. Usually you find these and they're all crushed up. I'll take that. Well, I guess it's a ring type of day because I just found my second ring today. The first one was that little tiny thin copper one. This one again isn't any precious metal, but it's got like some sort of, can't see it well enough, but it looks like some sort of religious thing. Possibly like a Sacred Heart type depiction on there. And it's extremely small. So I'm guessing it was a child's ring or something. Sitting right in the middle of the cart path. Yeah, nice.